This week's article that we want to share comes from a company that I not only know and love, but is a company I'm actually on the Workforce Institute. So this is a published publication from the UKG Workforce Institute. It's research that says managers have a bigger impact on mental health than your doctor or your therapist. Now, some of you all are saying, of course, my manager has a bigger impact on my mental health than my therapist because I don't have a therapist. But this research pulled thousands of workers who actually do have doctors, do have therapists, and the results are stunning. I used to joke when I gave a presentation years ago, and I said, I don't want to be the reason why my kids don't go to Harvard. And what I meant by that was, I don't want my job to ruin my mental health so that I, in turn, go stress out my kids or stress out my wife. Uh, but research is showing that that's actually happening. Um, Maybe it's not stopping people from their kids going to Harvard, but it is playing a negative role on our mental health. So, Summer, what are some of the findings that stood out to you that you want to talk about?
Yes, well, first I'll mention that this is a part two of the global survey report. We mentioned part one a couple of weeks back. It was the We Can Fix Work episode. And I was glad that a second kind of expansion of the data came out and discussion about it because some of the takeaways in this, such as managers having this significant impact on mental health, I think part of it was surprising but not surprising. I think the key takeaways for me were that managers have the same level of impact on us in terms of mental health as an individual spouse. And if you think about that, if you have a spouse or partner, you likely lean on them for their support, right? Maybe they impact you negatively. I don't know. But to think that a manager, like somebody that you are not in that same type of relationship with, has essentially the equivalent impact, I think that's the part that blew my mind. But to make it even more staggering, that it's even greater than a doctor's impact or a therapist's impact. And those are the individuals that, those that are seeking health and help in regards to mental health are seeking out. So it's kind of like, it feels like the scales, it's kind of a losing battle, right? Because it's like you can go to a doctor or a therapist, but even if you do, they're going to have less impact than a manager. So without trying to go too deep on this, if I'm a people manager or if I have managers in my organization, I would be thinking about how important it is for them to have the appropriate training to be able to impact these workers that clearly they have a high level of influence in, how to impact them in a positive and meaningful way as opposed to the